So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm thrilled to be sharing with you my most anticipated releases. So this video is always one of my favourites to film because I love always rounding up the year that we're going out of, so I will leave a card to my best books of 2020. I really loved making that video, but I also love making this video and kind of looking ahead at all those really exciting releases that we have coming out. So when I was doing my research for this video, a few books kind of jumped out immediately, but there were also some that I had to kind of do a bit of digging on and really kind of see what books were coming out in 2021. So I hope you enjoy this quite eclectic mix of books in this video. I tried to have a spread of books that I'm really excited about, but also some lesser known books that I think sound incredible and that I think you will love as well. Okay, so these aren't in any particular order, but there are a few that I'm really excited about, and the first book I'm going to mention is one of those releases. So the first book I'm thrilled to mention is Reputation by Lex Croucher. This is published on the 8th of July by Zafra, which is an imprint of Bonnier Books. And I'm kind of partial to this one because Lex is someone I have followed on social media for a while now, and she is one of the most just genuinely lovely and hilarious people. So when I heard that her debut fiction book was coming out and it's all about the Regency era, I was like, this is going to be one of the best books of the year. So Reputation follows Georgiana, who is a middle-class girl, and her family have basically left her. Basically, the novel throws her into the upper echelons of society where she has to really prove her place there, and she gets mixed up in all kinds of circles of debauchery. So this is a rom-com. It sounds absolutely hilarious, brilliant, funny, and also because it's Regency era, there is that kind of escapism and that magic about the book. I am a huge Jane Austen fan, and to be honest, I think Lex has reached inside my brain and found my perfect novel and has written it. So I am really hyped for Reputation, and all books that I mention will be linked down below so you can pre-order them. Okay, the second book I am so looking forward to in 2021 is one that's unfortunately quite a while away. This doesn't get released until the 26th of October 2021, but I had to mention it in this video. It is Kingdom of the Cursed by Kerry Maniscalco. So if you've been watching my channel in 2020, you will know that I posted a few reading vlogs of me reading Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco, which is a dark, gothic fantasy novel set in a historic Italy about a girl who is a witch and is basically trying to avenge the murder of her sister. To do this, she has to summon one of the 7 princes of hell. She summons Wrath, who is basically a demon that witches should really fear. But they basically strike up this alliance, and it is just one of those brilliantly atmospheric books that will completely sweep you away. I just love it so much, and the sequel is going to be out of this world because the ending of the first book was so genuinely good that, I mean, just give me the sequel now, Kerry Maniscalco. Like, I need it. I need it in my hands. Okay, so the next book shouldn't need much of an introduction, but it is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is released super soon on the 16th of February. I have been waiting for this book, guys, for so long. So I'm a huge Sarah J. Maas fan. I have a video with Sarah interviewing her, which I'll leave a card to here if you're new and you haven't seen that. I've also interviewed her twice at UK book events, so my love for Sarah just knows no bounds, and I've been a fan since Throne of Glass, I think, like back when that was first published. So long-standing fan here. And the A Court of Thorns and Roses series is by far like one of my favourite series of all time. The second book, A Court of Mist and Fury, perhaps one of my favourite fantasy novels ever. So there's no wonder that I'm super excited for A Court of Silver Flames, which is all about Nesta, who is one of the characters of A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is basically her time to shine. This is her book, and I cannot wait to read about her and Cassian's journey. Give me strength, guys. I will not be able to handle this book. I've got this already on pre-order. February is the month of Sarah J. Maas. Like, I am buzzed about it. And the fourth book I'm really excited for in 2021 is this stunning book, which I have a proof copy of. This is Witches Steeped in Gold by Kianan Smart, and this is publishing on the 20th of April from Hotkey Books. So this book, as you guessed it, is about witches, but it is about 2 witches who are basically arch enemies, and they have to form an alliance to take down a mutual threat. This is Jamaican inspired fantasy, and honestly, this sounds incredible. And I know they say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I am judging and I am excited. Let me tell you that. So this is a debut as well. And honestly, I am so pumped for this book. I've heard nothing but incredible things. The next book that I am so excited for in 2021 is Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. So Victoria is one of my all-time favourite authors. She is such a talented writer, and her Red Queen series is honestly one of my favourite series. So I'm super excited that Victoria has a new fantasy series coming out, and Realm Breaker is the first in that series. Realm Breaker focuses on a girl called Coraine who is told that she is the last in a very established dying bloodline. This features pirates, high fantasy, high stakes, and because it's written by Victoria Aveyard, I'm expecting huge twists and heartbreaking betrayal at every step, because if you've not yet read the Red Queen series, let me just tell you, you're in for a ride. So I'm super excited about Realm Breaker. I think the cover looks amazing, and honestly, just give me this book now. So this book is published on the 4th of May, and honestly, I just need it now. I need it right now. So the next book is a departure from fantasy, and it is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. So Casey McQuiston is the author of Red, White and Royal Blue, which I actually read in 2020. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like, I think the hype of it all kind of put me off a little bit, but I really enjoyed the characterization, and it was just a lovely, fun read. So I'm expecting big things from One Last Stop, and a lot of people are so excited about this book that I'm a bit worried, because like, what if it doesn't meet the hype or my expectations? So this is published on the 6th of May by Piatkus. It is a rom-com all about a girl who moves to New York City and basically is struggling to make ends meet. And then she sees a gorgeous girl on a train who doesn't look quite from this time period. She is in fact from the 1970s, and this is a time slip / time travel romance. And honestly, I am not ready. I am not ready. I think it's going to be so sweet and just so heartbreaking but lovely, and I cannot wait, because I think Casey McQuiston writes that really funny romantic fiction really well, and honestly, just give me this book. I keep saying that for all the books I'm mentioning, but this one in particular sounds awesome and so escapist. So I will be queuing up with the rest of the people waiting for my copy of One Last Stop in May. The next book is another fantasy book. Shoot me, I'm just a sucker for a fantasy release, let me just tell you that. And it is Law by Alexandra Bracken. So Law is one that I have been seeing all over because I think the cover is stunning, but also the premise is just insane. So this is released super soon on the 5th of January, I think the week this video is published. It is focused on a girl called Law, and in this book, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals. It is an urban fantasy featuring Greek gods and goddesses, and I don't know why, but this is just all the elements that I want in a fantasy novel that I didn't realise I wanted. So I am so excited about this book. I'm expecting amazing things. So I'm not like wholly familiar about Alexandra's writing style or anything like that, but the premise is what's really hooking me in here. And it also comes out super soon, so I'm hoping to get my hands on a copy, and hopefully I'll do a reading vlog for you guys very soon. So number 8 is A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown. This is the sequel to A Song of Wraiths and Ruin, which I read earlier in 2020. And honestly, I love that book so much. It was definitely a highlight of the year for me, and it just marked this series out to be one to watch, to be honest. The breadth of this fantasy world is incredible. So this series is inspired by West African folklore, and it is dark, delicious, utterly wonderful, so creative. I loved the first book, and I'm expecting big things for the second book, because the first book ended hella dramatic. So God knows what's gonna go on in book 2. I just can't even predict. So I'm super excited about A Psalm of Storms and Silence. That is a mouthful to say, but I'm sure this book will be wonderful, and the cover is beautiful. Number 9 is a historical romance, which honestly sounds phenomenal. It is A Lady's Formula for Love by Elizabeth Everett, and this is released on the 9th of February. So this is described as The Bodyguard meets Pride and Prejudice, which honestly, just the comparisons of that is just hyping me up, to be honest. So this is about a noblewoman who is basically forming a secret society for female scientists, and she's on a mission from the crown to do this. and she gets assigned a bodyguard, like a protector, who she falls in love with. And this protector is someone of a lower class birth, and this is a love story kind of through the classes, which I think sounds really amazing, and you often don't see it where a noble woman falls in love with someone from a lower class. So I think this sounds awesome, and the comparisons of The Bodyguard and Pride and Prejudice are it just sounds perfect to me. So I'm super excited about this one. It's also the first in a series, so it'll be really intriguing to know if this one is really good and where the series takes us from there. And finally, I'm kind of ending this on a huge high because I'm super excited about number 10, which is The Chosen and the Beautiful by Nai Vo. And this is publishing on the 1st of June. This book sounds honestly phenomenal. It's described as a queer Asian Great Gatsby, which, I mean, where to even start with that description? It's also a coming-of-age story full of magic, mystery, and glittering excess. And oh my gosh, if that description doesn't hook you in, maybe the cover will, who knows? But this book sounds phenomenal, and I just think everything about it, all the elements in this book, are just things that I would love to read about. I'm a big Great Gatsby fan, and I love the whole 1920s jazz age. So mixing that with magic and, you know, a queer character, I think sounds incredible. So I'm all for this book, and I will be picking this up for sure on the 1st of June. So guys, that is it for my most anticipated books of 2021. I hope there's some books in here that will suit your taste and that you're excited about. Do let me know down in the comments what your most anticipated books of 2021 are. I would love to get your recommendations so that I can add some more books to my TBR. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye!